kara prasannam premaswarupam brajbhavayuktam yogindramidhyam bhavarogavaidyam gurum kripalum pranamami nityam. Vande Vrindavanananda Radhika Parameshwari Gopika Paramam Shrestha Haladini Shakti Rupini Namah Kamalana Bhaya Namah Kamalamaline Namah Kamalpadaya Namaste Kamalekshana Yo Brahmanam Vidadhati Purvam Yo Vai Vedascha Prahinoti Tasmai Tagvam Devam Atma Buddhi Prakasham Mumukshurvai Sharanamaham Prapadye. Worthy divine souls, let us begin by chanting a beautiful pad from the Premras Madhira, Milan Madhuri, bhajan number 21. Gayo Hari Mope Jadu Dar. This bhajan describes a Leela, a Gopi's unique first encounter with Shyam Sundar. Despite her determination to avoid him, so the Gopi now is telling her friend about this Leela that took place. Gayo Hari Mope Jadu Dar. O Sakhi, that treacherous Shyam Sundar has cast a spell on me. How did it happen? How Yamuna Sanana Karana Gai Taharaha Nanda Kumar. I had gone to bathe in the Yamuna river as usual, and suddenly he appeared there, Nanda Kumar. Piya Drig Piya Rasa Rupa Madhuri Drigan Bachai Nihar. O Sakhi, trying to avoid him, averting his eyes, I secretly, nevertheless, drank the nectar of his divine love beauty from behind my veil. I just looked at him from behind my veil. And I became so intoxicated. Ras lampat drig pat ghungat pat karan chahat janupar. And that very instant, my eyes became so intoxicated with love bliss that it was as if they wanted to escape by tearing right through the veil, by ripping through the veil. But I was firm. I still did not allow my eyes to meet with his. Jab ghat bhari chali, ghar natvar tab chatkan kari dei maar. So, what happened afterwards? After filling my pot of water, my pitcher with water, I started for home, on my way to home. And it was then that devious Sham Sundar followed me. And he threw a little pebble at me and made a small hole in the back of my water pot. Futyo ghat tutyo ghun ghat pat auchak drig bhai char. Oh Sakhi, then naturally I was startled by the sound. I looked behind me to see who the culprit was, who had done this. And as soon as I turned around, my eyes met his. Auchak drig bhai char. Ut Kripalu nagari tagagari bahat prema jaladhar. The saint poet of this bhajan, Jagat Guru Uttam Shri Kripalu Ji Maharaj, says in the last line, what a scene it was. In the front, tears of bliss were flowing from the Gopi's eyes, and from the back of her, a stream of water was flowing from her water pot. So, visualizing this beautiful Leela, let us sing a few lines. हरि मोह पे जादू डार हाँ डार हरि मोह पे जादू डार गयो
हरि मोह पे जादू डार हाँ डार हरि मोह पे जादू डार गयो
हरि मोह पे जादू डार हाँ डार हरि मोह पे जादू डार गयो
हरि मोह पे जादू डार हाँ डार हरि मोह पे जादू डार गयो
सखी मोह पे हरि मोह पे जादू डार हाँ डार हरि मोह पे जादू डार गयो
हरि मोह पे जादू डार हाँ डार हरि मोह पे जादू
मोह पे जादू डार गयो
त्रिगन बचाय निहार निहार हरि मोह पे जादू डार गयो
हरि त्रिगन बचाय निहार निहार हरि मोह पे जादू डार गयो
त्रिगन बचाय निहार निहार हरि मोह पे जादू डार गयो
हरि मोह पे हरि मोह पे जादू डार हाँ डार हरि मोह पे जादू डार गयो
हरि मोह पे जादू डार हाँ डार हरि मोह पे जादू डार गयो
हरि मोह पे जादू डार हाँ डार हरि मोह पे जादू डार गयो
हरि मोह पे जादू डार हाँ डार हरि मोह पे जादू डार गयो
हरि मोह पे जादू डार गयो
हरि मोह पे जादू डार गयो
This bhajan, this pad, depicts a beautiful Leela, the very first union of the individual soul with the Supreme Soul, the very first meeting of a Gopi with beloved Shyam Sundar. Since beginningless time, every individual soul desires to meet beloved Shyam Sundar, either knowingly or unknowingly. I say knowingly because there are those fortunate souls who have realized, who have gained the knowledge that Shyam Sundar is the very embodiment of bliss, and being an eternal part of him, it is our inherent nature to love him, to desire him, because he is the embodiment of unlimited happiness. And then there are those who are naive, still ignorant, under the influence of Maya. They are also seeking happiness, but in the material world. They are trying to attain happiness through the attainment of sensual pleasures, unknowingly. So I say, since beginningless time, every individual soul desires to meet beloved Shyam Sundar, either knowingly or unknowingly. And he has been, in order to attain this goal, he has been striving, he has been making an earnest effort since beginningless time. But due to the absence of real knowledge, due to the lack of knowledge, despite his countless efforts, since countless lifetimes, he has failed to receive any real result, any real fruit for all his efforts. In fact, not only did he not receive any real result, he received the opposite result. In other words, instead of getting closer and closer to God, he has moved further away from him. You see, God is the abode of numerous contradictions, numerous mutual contradictions. He's full of paradoxes. And out of his numerous contradictory aspects, the two of his contradictory aspects are that he is, the Vedas tell us, nearer than the nearest and farther than the farthest. Tad dure tad vantike. He is so far that he is farther than the farthest thing imaginable. He is farther than the farthest limit imaginable. He is so far. He is so far that the greatest of rishis and yogis search for him with all their might, with all their siddhis and riddhis, but fail to find him. He is so far. Tad dure, tad vantike, tad dure. And yet he's so near. He's so near that we all reside in him. We all live in him. The Vedas state, ya atmani tishtati. The individual soul resides in the Supreme Soul. Ya upranasya pranaha. He is the life force of all living beings. We are so near him. Chinmatram Shri Hariransham Sukshmam Aksharam Avyayam. Ansho Nana Vyapadeshat. The individual soul is an eternal part of God. He has all the relationships with him. Yasyatma Shariram. In fact, this individual soul, the scriptures say, is the body of the Supreme Soul. He is the soul of our soul. He is so near. He's so near that we all reside in him. Or you may say that inside the individual soul resides the Supreme Soul. Both statements are correct. The individual soul resides in the Supreme Soul, or the Supreme Soul resides within the individual soul. Because the Vedas also tell us, Dva suparana sauja sakhaya samanam vriksham parikhasva jate tayoranya pippalam swadvatyanash nannanyo abhichakashiti. Mundakopanishad 1:1. The Vedas tell us that two birds that are ever associated with each other are seated on the same tree in this position. One of them eats the fruits of divergent tastes, various tastes, whereas the other one, the individual soul, whereas the other one merely looks on without eating them. Both of them, one is the individual soul and the other is the Supreme Soul. Both reside in the hearts of all living beings. Ananda Sindhu Madhya Tava Vasa Binu Jane Kasamarati Piyasa. Ramayana 2 says, Ananda Sindhu Madhya Tava Vasa Binu Jane, without knowing him, we are suffering. It is as if we are situated in the ocean of divine bliss, and yet we are dying of thirst. Imagine. And the reason is agyanta, ignorance. The scriptures and saints tell us it is due to ignorance. We do not know, we do not realize that Shyam Sundar alone is my father, my mother, my brother, my sister, my husband. He alone is my everything. We have not truly understood this eternal truth as of yet. And even if we came to know, even if we came to understand by listening to the divine words of a saint, so even if we came to know through a saint, but we did not fully accept it. And you all know, nothing really matters by merely knowing something. Nothing concrete happens by simply knowing something. For example, suppose there's a man who buys poison. He goes and buys poison and starts drinking it. This man knows that poison is deadly. It will cause him death. It will bring death upon him. But what will this knowledge, what will become of this man by merely knowing this, by merely possessing this knowledge? Until he actually acts on it, until he actually stops drinking it, the poison. In the same way, even if we came to know, to understand, through the grace of a saint, through the grace of the Guru, that Shyam Sundar alone is our beloved. But by not fully accepting it, by not accepting it wholeheartedly, what use will this knowledge be? It will be of no use. The scriptures give the example. Yatha kharash chandan bharvahi bharasya veta na tu chandanasya. Whether you load a donkey's back, whether you load a donkey with sandalwood, with chandan, which is so valuable, so precious, so rare to find, whether you load a donkey's back with sandalwood or a load of filth, dirt, ashes, the donkey only knows that it is a load. It is a mere weight of load that has to be carried to its designated place. Similarly, the saints tell us that if theoretical knowledge, tattva gyan, does not take practical form, if it is not put into practice, then it is of no value. It is useless. अगर तत्व ज्ञान क्रियात्मक रूप नहीं लेता तो वो ज्ञान निरर्थक है. And that is why after knowing something is accepting, believing in it and realizing it, putting it into practice. इसलिए जानने के बाद मानना होगा. That's in the words of our master. जानने के बाद मानना होगा. So after knowing is accepting, realizing it. Realizing meaning you become it, putting it into practice. But let us suppose you may disagree. You say that we did accept. We do accept. हमने माना भी. It is not that we just did not, that we know something. ऐसा नहीं है कि हमने केवल जाना, हमने माना भी. So it's not true that I did not accept, we did not accept. We did accept. Let us say we did accept, but only to a certain degree. only a certain percentage. And that is where we went wrong. I am just reiterating the words of our beloved Guru Dev. It is his vyakhya on this bhajan. This is his elaboration on this pad. So listen attentively. So it is not that we did not accept, we did accept, but only to a certain degree. And that is where we went wrong. We accept the fact that God, that Sham Sundar is our father. But we think, I also have a father living at home. We accept the fact that he is our beloved, he is my husband. But we think, I also have a husband living at home. We accept that he is my son, he is my all in all. But I also have I have two sons living at home. In other words, हमने भी लगा दिया, हमने ही नहीं लगाया. We use the term also. We did not use the term only. And what do the Vedas say? What do the Vedas, the Purans, the Shastras, Puran, Sant, Ramayan, Gita, Bhagwat, Sant, Dharma, Mahant, what do they all say? They say, Tumeva Sarvam Mama. You alone are my everything. You are my everything. Ev. The word Ev is in Sanskrit, which means only. You alone are my everything. Tameva Sharanam Gaccha. Gita 1862. Lord Krishna also states, Mam eva ye prapadyante maya metam tarantite. 7:14 Gita. It is being repeated again and again in all the scriptures. Mam ekam sharanam braj. 1866 Gita again. Tameva viditva timrityumeti nanya bantha vidyate yanai. This shlok you've heard many times. Shvetashvatropanishad 3:8. एक भरोसो एक बल एक आस विश्वास. Ramayana also says, you alone are my everything. This is called ananyata, exclusiveness, exclusive devotion, exclusive love. Ananyata. Ananyata is one of the pillars, one of the four main pillars upon which the palace, our palace of devotion is built. We read in the Ramayana that when Shri Ram was exiled by his stepmother Kakai to leave Ayodhya, to renounce the kingdom of Ayodhya and go and live in the forest for 14 years. At that time, Lakshman insisted that he would accompany Shri Ram. He had said, my big brother, you are lecturing me not to go to the forest with you? Why? I have every right to go with you. And Lord Ram had replied, had explained, Lakshman, our father, Dashrath, is old. And besides this Agya, it is the wish of Mother Kakai. It is Mother Kakai's Agya for me to be exiled, for me to go and live in the forest for 14 years. This Agya is not for you. You must stay here. And besides, God forbid, if something were to happen to our father, Dashrath, it is your responsibility now. Who will look after him? Who will look after the kingdom and our subjects? And what did Lakshman say? Lakshman boldly replied. He said, listen, big brother, all these, mother, father, husband, wife, son, all these are duties and rites and rituals pertaining to the physical dharma. They are all in relation to the body. ये सब शरीर के धर्म हैं. Listen attentively. ये सब शरीर के धर्म हैं. They are all these are fulfilled by one who follows rules and regulations in relation to the body, dharma, physical dharma only. And they apply to the ignorant people. ये सब शरीर के धर्म हैं और अज्ञानियों के लिए हैं. He said, but I am not ignorant. I do not fall in that category. I am realized. I am fully realized. I know. मोरे सब ही एक तुम स्वामी दीन बंधुर अंतर्यामी. You are my mother. You are my father. Dashrath is not my father. I do not accept him to be my father. This is exclusiveness. This is exclusive. This is where we have to reach one day. This is love, exclusive love for Shri Krishna, for Shyam Sundar. And besides, the scriptures remind us, Kati naam sutana lalita, Kati vane havadhur bhunjih kvanute kvanutascha vayam bhava. Sangaha khalu pantha sangamaha. In every lifetime, we've had a different mother, a different father, a different husband, a different wife, a different child. Where have they gone? No one knows. We do not even remember their names. They've all vanished, as if they have vanished into the air. Even they who came with great name, fame, and fortune. Where are they now? No one knows. Dust in the wind. There's a song in English. Dust in the wind, all we are is dust in the wind. We can utilize it here. In other words, they've all disappeared. At one point in time, they were our everything. We worshiped them day and night. Just like, for example, say you are traveling on a bus or a train in India, you're traveling, and you ask each other, you say, whoa, where are you going? And you naturally ask each other, where are you? Oh, I'm going to Calcutta. Oh, and where are you going, sir? I'm going to Banaras. Oh, Banaras, I see. I see. The station Banaras comes, and you say, all right, sir, namaste, I'll take my leave now. Oh, but how can you go? You leave me here by myself? Yes. That's how it goes. There's no concession. No matter what anyone says, oh, sir, please stay a little longer. You'll say, but how can I stay? My ticket was only up to Banaras. I must get off here. So just like we travel with other passengers on a train or on a bus for a brief time while in the world, traveling the world. In the same way, this mother, father, husband, wife, all belong to our physical dharma. They're all pertaining to the physical body only. We must understand this deeply. And you know, this physical body is temporary. It will come to an end at its predetermined time, at the exact moment of death. That the exact moment of death is predestined, predetermined right from the time the child is in the mother's womb. So this body is temporary, and therefore so are these relations. And this is why the saints tell us again and again, do not consider them to be your own. These are the relations of your physical body only. You are not the body, but the soul. The body is temporary. The body is perishable, but not you, the soul. You are the soul, eternal, unborn, everlasting, ever existing, undying. Na jayate mriyate va kadachin nayam bhutva bhavitava na bhuyah ajo nityah shashvato yam purano na hanyate hanyamane sharire. Gita 2:20. Lord Krishna reveals to us. The Gita states, for the soul there is never birth nor death, nor having once been does it ever cease to be. It is unborn, eternal, ever existing, everlasting, undying, and primeval. It is not slain when the body is slain. It does not perish when the body perishes. So the scripture, so the saints rightfully say, you are not the body but the soul. And your relation is with only one. Your true relation is only with one entity, one personality, one tattva. And he is your everything. In Hindi, in Shimaji's words, जिसने उसको जान लिया plus मान लिया वह उसका हो गया. And whoever comes to know this, whoever comes to know him and accept him plus accept him, he becomes his. It is that simple. There's nothing more for him to do. No sadhana, no nothing. Then what are we doing here in the temple? Every day for the last 5-6 days we've been listening to lectures. We've been gaining spiritual knowledge. We've been listening to the philosophy. We have been doing sankirtans. So what are we doing? What are we trying to learn here? What are we trying to revise here? Well, we are doing revision of the philosophy, the true knowledge, the siddhant. And that is, O Sham Sundar, you alone are mine. O Sham Sundar, you alone are mine. O Sham Sundar, you alone are mine. This is the lesson that is being taught by all saints and scriptures. Why? This is the knowledge that is being taught. Why? Because since beginningless time we have practiced and we have learned the wrong lesson, the wrong knowledge. And that is that this world is mine, this world is mine, this father is mine, this house is mine, this son is mine. This child is mine. This wealth is mine. So we have learned the wrong lesson. So this wrong lesson, this wrong knowledge that we have learned and practiced, we must forget and attach our mind to the right knowledge. We must practice. We must learn and practice the correct knowledge, the correct lesson, the correct teaching. So for this reason, we are taught to practice. Abhyasena tu kaunteya vairagyena cha grihyate. Gita. So we are practicing. Patanjali also states, Abhyas vairagya bhyam tan nirodha. The restless mind can be brought under control and be engaged in devotion to God, in remembrance of God, in devotion to God by constant practice and non-attachment, detachment from the world and worldly relations. So we are practicing. Practice. And whoever does this instantly, he's immediately liberated. Lord Krishna says, there's not even a moment's delay. Chipram bhavati dharmatma shashvat chantim nigacchati. 931. As soon as we come to this realization, we immediately attain our eternal goal of supreme happiness. We are freed of all doubts and ignorance. We are liberated from the effects of countless sinful and virtuous actions, of all actions performed by us in the course of our countless past lives. And we become immediately gratified, eternally gratified. So thinking Him to be yours, accepting Him, realizing Him to be yours, keval manana, bas maan lena. Shri Maharaj's word, keval manana, bas maan lena. मान लिया कि प्यार हो गया तो वो मिल गया. If we just accept Him to be ours, we really truly, if we accept someone to be ours, if we accept Sham Sundar to be ours, we start to love him. Just like we love our husband, we love our child. So if we establish that relationship with him, if we accept him, realize him to be truly ours, then we love him. We start to love him. And once we love him completely, wholeheartedly, he becomes his. It's that simple. So everything depends on manana. Not janana, but manana. So everything depends on accepting, having faith, realization. Not just knowing, not just mere theoretical knowledge, no. Because we know a lot of things. But to put into practice, to realize whatever little bit of knowledge we have gained through the grace of our Guru. But this Gopi, this bhajan that we were singing, so this Gopi has come to know, not only know, but truly has come to realize with every pore of her being that Sham Sundar is mine. Sham Sundar alone is mine. And therefore Thakurji, Lord Krishna Sham Sundar, has also made a resolution. He has made a firm decision that no matter what, today I will bestow divine love on this Gopi. Divine bliss will be bestowed on her no matter what. The Gopi, on the other hand, so innocently, as we were chanting, has also taken a vow, but the opposite vow. Unknowingly, she has listened to her friend, to the other Gopi friend, who had warned her. She had listened to her friend who told her to stay away from Sham Sundar. Her friend had told her that there is a boy by the name of Nanda Kumar. He is so treacherous, he's so naughty, he's so flirtatious, and he's very deceitful. He may try stealing your heart. And then he's also so unfaithful. If he was faithful, then it might be okay to give your heart away to someone if he's going to remain faithful to you, like we think in the world. But he's so unfaithful. He's a cheat. So, oh Sakhi, stay away from him. Do not look into his eyes. Never look into his eyes. Never allow your eyes to meet his. Why? Well, I'll explain later, Sakhi, but listen. Let me finish what I'm saying. But if it so happens that you must look at him, you happen to look at one another, then let me tell you, do not ever listen to the sound of his flute. His flute is so enchanting, so mesmerizing. It will definitely allure your mind. It will intoxicate your mind to such an extent that you may become oblivious of your physical body. You may become unconscious of your physical being. And this boy, this treacherous boy, then may take advantage of you. So I'm telling you, for your own good, stay away from him. Do not listen to the sound of his flute. But if by chance it so happens you're walking in Vrindavan to fetch some water, and the sound of the flute reaches your ears, then oh Sakhi, if it so happens that it does reach your ears, but do not ever talk to him, all right? Do not ever talk to Sham Sundar. But if by chance it so happens that you must talk to him, say you're in Vrindavan, you're in the forest, and you happen to get in trouble, there's a wild animal there, and no one else is around, he's the only one who happens to be there, so you must ask him for his help. So it's all right. So if by chance it so happens that you must talk to him, but then, oh Sakhi, do not go any further. Do not ever touch him. Why? Nahi to jadoo ho jayega. Otherwise, he will cast his magical spell on you. Then what will happen? Oh Sakhi, then you will be left worthless. You will lose everything. He will snatch away all your possessions. He will steal everything from you. Your tan, man, pran, your body, mind, and life, your very life force, your soul. वो तुम्हारा सब कुछ तन मन प्राण हर लेगा. And here, Shri Maharaj, the saint poet, our spiritual master, describing this Leela, he says, he intervenes and he says, oh Sakhi, don't be so naive. Don't be so foolish. He is your eternal beloved. What are you saying? He is the supreme beloved of all living souls. He is the object of love. He is the real object of your love. He is your eternal beloved. And so what if he will steal all these things? What do you have to give him? An impure body, a material body, made of flesh and bones, excreting only filth and foul odors. You have a material mind. You have an impure intellect, an impure mind. So what if he will steal all these things? So what if he will steal the effects of all your pap and punya? He will release you from the effects of all your actions ever performed and release you from the bondage of bearing their consequences in all lives to come. So what? And do you know what he will give in exchange for all this? He will grant you unlimited knowledge, unlimited happiness, for unlimited time, for all of eternity. So is this not the best kind of best deal? Is this not the best kind of theft? And the Gopi became quiet. She was silent. Because the truth of the matter is that this is exactly what she wanted. This is what the Gopi desires. She has desired this. She has been longing to meet beloved Shyam Sundar, to see him, to love him, to attain his bliss since beginningless time. So I say, since beginningless time, every individual soul desires to meet beloved Shyam Sundar, knowingly or unknowingly. However, this Gopi is only playing. She's just acting. She's just playing the role of an ignorant, illiterate milkmaid. Milkmaiden of Vrindavan, of Braj. So it is called the Leela. बोलिए गोपी जन वल्लभ श्याम सुंदर की जय। आनंद कंद सच्चिदानंद कंद भगवान की जय। हरि मोह पे जादू डार हाँ डार, हरि मोह पे जादू डार गयो।
हरि मोह पे जादू डार हाँ डार, हरि मोह पे जादू डार गयो।
हरि
जादू डार हाँ डार, हरि मोह पे जादू डार गयो।
मोह पे जादू डार गयो।
हरि मोह पे जादू डार गयो।
हरि मोह पे, हरि मोह पे
जादू डार गयो।
रसलम पट दृग पट घूंघट पट
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 करन चाहत जनु पार जनु पार हरि मो पे जादू डार गयो।
करन चाहत जनु पार जनु पार हरि मोह पे जादू डार गयो।
हरि करन चाहत जनु पार हरि मोह पे जादू डार गयो।
करन चाहत जनु पार हरि मोह पे जादू डार गयो।
जब घट भरी चली घर नटवर तब
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 चटकां करी दई मार हरि मोह पे जादू डार गयो।
चटका करी दई मार हरि मोह पे जादू डार गयो।
चटकां करी दई मार हमार हरि मोह पे जादू डार गयो।
चटका करी दई मार हमार हरि मोह पे जादू डार गयो।
फूट्यो घट टूट्यो घूंघट पर
फूट्यो घट टूट्यो घूंघट पर
फूट्यो घट टूट्यो घूंघट पट
फूट्यो घट टूट्यो घूंघट पर
औचक सखी औचक दृग भय चार हरि मोह पे जादू डार गयो।
औचक दृग भय चार हरि मोह पे जादू डार गयो।
औचक दृग भय चार हरि मोह पे जादू डार गयो।
औचक दृग भय चार हरि मोह पे जादू डार गयो।
हरि मोह पे जादू डार हरि मोह पे जादू डार गयो।
हरि मोह पे जादू डार हरि मोह पे जादू डार गयो।
पुत कृपालु गागरीत नागरी
पुत कृपालु नागरीत गागरी
पुत कृपालु नागरियत गागरी
पुत कृपालु नागरीत गागरी
नटखट कन्हैया लाल की
जय।
वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की
जय।
श्रीमद् सद्गुरु सरकार की
जय।
जय जय